Greetings, YouTube. The doctor is in. Dr. Urias Papers here, coming at you with another commentary on Dungeons & Dragons. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. If you like this video, hit the like button. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave a question or comment. All right, it is time for another installment of the Doctor Spell Prognosis. And today we're talking about the first level spell, Heroism. In previous iterations of Dungeons & Dragons and Pathfinder, this was a higher level spell than first level, and it did a lot more, but they decided to make it a first level spell. I'm not really sure why, but now it's a first level spell, and so it has first level power. Not sure that it scales greatly over, many levels. So I'm giving it a B-. It's a nice little spell at lower levels, but once you get to higher levels, it kind of loses its luster. All right, so it is usable by bards, paladins, order domain clerics, peace domain clerics, oath of glory paladins, and the battlesmith artificer. So there are a number of classes that can use this. No sorcerers or wizards, but your general paladins and clerics, well, certain clerics and bards, of course, and battlesmiths. So it's a nice little buff, but again, like I said, it loses its luster later on. So it is a one action touch, verbal and somatic. It lasts for a minute. It is concentration, so you won't be casting any other concentration spells. And that's, I always have to think, if I cast this spell, is it worth it? Because I can only have one concentration spell. Am I going to want to cast a different concentration spell? Are there better choices of concentration spells at first level? And the answer to that is yes, obviously there are, particularly for these classes. It is enchantment school. There is no saving throw. It's just generally a buff. So you touch a creature, they're imbued with bravery. You probably say a few words for flavor and role-playing, and you can say some things like a bard would say something heroic or inspiring. And then until the spell ends, the creature is immune to being frightened. That's really important because the frightened condition sucks. I love, as a player, to put the frightened condition on opponents and enemy creatures, and my dungeon masters hate it. I love, as a dungeon master, to put frightened on the hero, on the PCs, because it really stinks for them. But if you're immune to it, then, that shuts off a dimension of an enemy pretty heartily. And also, you gain temporary hit points equal to your spellcasting ability modifier at the start of each turn. And let me say this. That spellcasting ability modifier needs to be a +4 as soon as you can get it there. So with this spell being cast at lower levels, it's probably going to be a +3 if you're playing with, like, Adventure League rules and things like that. So +3 or +4, so it'll be 3 or 4 temporary hit points each turn. So it kind of acts as like a little bit of a damage reduction for like a tank player. And so when the spell ends, the target loses any remaining temporary hit points. So they're not permanent. They last for a minute. So, but they get it every turn. That's the good thing. You get it every turn at the start of your turn. And so, you can take a hit, essentially. When you upcast this spell, you can target one additional creature for each slot above first level. I would say when you get to being able to cast third level spells, there's probably some better choices, particularly for concentration spells. All right, that's what I got for everybody today. I appreciate everybody tuning in, and I will catch everybody later.